Woodcutting is a slow but profitable skill, and extremely AFK once you get up to level 90 for redwoods. Let's jump right into equipment. First are the axes you use. You start with iron at level 1, move on to steel at level 6, then move on to black at level 11, and each 10 levels after that you unlock the next axe up to level 61 for the dragon axe. You should be buying the next axe each time you unlock one, as each axe is tremendously faster than the last. The dragon axe costs only 35k, so it's a no-brainer that you should be using one when you get the level for it. The dragon axe and the special axes above it all have a special attack called Lumber Up, which simply boosts your woodcutting level by 3, increasing your chop chance slightly. You are required to equip the axe in order to use the special attack, so you pewers or skillers out there without 60 attack are out of luck. Keep in mind the boost does not help you when you boost beyond level 99, unless you are inside the woodcutting guild. There are two other axes to consider, the Infernal Axe and the Crystal Axe. Let's start with the Infernal Axe. This requires 85 fire making on top of the woodcutting requirement. The axe has a 33% chance when chopping a log to incinerate it for 50% of the fire making XP you would get for burning it. It is created by using a smoldering stone on a dragon axe, which is currently 1.1 mil, and provides 5,000 charges, one used for each log chopped. After your axe is depleted, it acts as a regular dragon axe and can be recharged by either using another smoldering stone on it, or simply using a dragon axe on the axe, consuming it, and recharging another 5,000 charges. The axe does not work at places like Wintertot or Suliaceps, and simply acts as a normal dragon axe in these locations. The fact you can recharge this with dragon axes makes this actually incredibly cheap to use, and makes chopping trees even more AFK. The axe is especially good at redwoods because of the high XP and low cost of the logs. The firemaking XP cost here, when using axes to recharge, is literally 0.04 GP and XP. Considering this is also required for a Master Clue step, upgrading your axe to an Infernal is really a no-brainer. The Crystal Axe not only requires 71 woodcutting, but also requires completion of Song of the Elves. To create one, you need a Crystal Tool Seed, Dragon Axe, and 120 Crystal Shards, as well as 76 smithing and crafting to sing the axe at a singing bowl in the city. If you do not have the crafting and smithing requirements, you can have one of the other elves make it for you for 180 Crystal Shards instead. The axe then, like the Infernal Axe, will have 10,000 charges, a bit higher, and degrade with each log chopped. If you wear an Elven Signet, the ring dropped by Crystal Implings, you have a 10% chance not to use a charge when chopping, effectively giving you 11,000 charges. The axe simply chops 4.5% faster than a dragon axe. If you're using those shards to create divine combat potions instead, each charge of the axe initially is 140 GP a log, that's even with the signet, and this reduces to 120 GP a log after recharging. People seem to forget these shards can be used for profit on divine potions. The tool seed can be resold if you dismantle the axe, but you lose all the crystal shard charges used on the axe, so always wait until you are out of charges to resell. Personally, I feel the cost for only a 4.5% increase is not worth it for most accounts, unless you are very wealthy and despise woodcutting. If chopping something like redwood logs, you will still profit, so realistically this is up to your discretion. I find the Infernal Axe to be a lot more useful and cost-effective personally. I also want to mention the Lumberjack outfit. This outfit provides a 2.5% increase in woodcutting XP. It is actually objectively the fastest scaling outfit you can obtain in-game. If you have the Mauritania Legs 3, it takes less than 30 minutes to obtain the whole set by killing undead lumberjacks and temple trekking. I have a very old video on this, but it is still accurate, so you can check that out at the top right. If you have at least Mauritania Legs 3 but not the lumberjack outfit, definitely get it, as it will save you quite a bit of time overall. You can skip a lot of the early levels using quests. If you finish Monk's Friend, Enlightened Journey, Icthlorian's Little Helper, and the Scratch Uglogwi subquest of Recipe for Disaster, this totals 9,000 experience, and this will get you all the way from level 1 woodcutting to level 26. From levels 1 to 15, you're going to want to simply chop regular trees. Make sure you upgrade to a steel axe at level 6 and a black axe at level 11. It will only take 97 logs to reach level 15. The Great Exchange is a very convenient spot to chop these. From levels 15 to 30, you can start chopping oak trees. One of the best places to chop these is right outside of Castle Wars. Just use a Ring of Dueling teleport to get there quickly. Make sure you upgrade to a Mithril Axe at level 21. It'll take you 293 oak logs to get from level 15 to level 30. From levels 30 to 35, you can chop willow trees. The best place to chop these is by Hosidia's Lake. Alternatively, you can just use Draenor, as these levels will be very fast. Make sure you upgrade to an adamant axe at level 31. It will take 134 logs to reach level 35 woodcutting. From levels 35 to 65, or even to 99, you can chop teak trees. You can chop these on Apital, or if you have Song of the Elves completed, you can chop them in the northeastern part of the Elf City, providing you with crystal shards occasionally, making this the best spot to chop teaks if you have the quest done. You can simply AFK here for around 60k XP an hour, or you can choose to 2-tick. Now, don't be off-put by the mentioning of ticks. This is actually one of the easiest tick manipulation methods in the game. People used to 3-tick, but 2-tick is both faster and easier, so I would never recommend 3-ticking. 2-ticking is twice as fast as AFKing teak trees because it halves the amount of time between chances at logs. You simply stack 2 enemies to attack you every other tick. At Apital, you can use birds. In my footage, I use the rabbits at Prythanis. You can lure the enemy without killing it using a spell like Airstrike. You wield a short bow on rapid with no ammo, and you click the tree, then the ground, so your character auto-retaliates at the enemy without attacking, and repeat this process. When your inventory is full, you can drop a log instead of clicking the ground to continue 2-ticking. If you plan on doing this, I recommend installing the left-click dropper external plugin to make it easier to drop teak logs. 2-ticking teaks is the fastest realistic training method all the way to 99 if you want the skill done ASAP. 1.5 tick on Fossil Island is also possible, but this is so incredibly intensive and difficult for only 25% more XP that I would not recommend doing this. I would do this only to level 65 personally, but if you feel comfortable doing 2-ticking teaks, these are the best XP up to 99. If you're simply AFKing, definitely don't chop these beyond 65. It would take you 5,024 successful chops to reach level 65, and don't forget to upgrade to a rune and dragon axe at level 41 and level 61 respectively. I want to briefly mention the Blisterwood method. This was an okay method of woodcutting training that was similar to Arty Knights, but Jagex decided needed to be nerfed after only 8 days. I made a video on this that I took down after only 3 days. Blisterwood, you are gone, but not forgotten, and you shall be missed. I actually already wrote the script, and there's now a poll question asking if this should be reversed. Pretty please vote yes on this. Should this method pass the poll and come back, it will be a decent alternative to Suliaceps, as you simply click in place like with Arty Knights. From level 65 to 90, you can start doing Suliaceps on Fossil Island. These mushroom trees do not get enough love, as they are very AFK, very good XP, and are the best providers of fossils in-game, which can be turned into the museum for XP lamps. That's free runecrafting XP, people. Unfortunately, this method is not realistic for extremely low-level skillers, as a tower monster's max hit is 11. You should have at least 12 HP if you're doing this method. I have an older guide on this that is still accurate at the top right. Suliaceps can provide up to 100k XP an hour, and completing the fossil exhibits is 120k XP in lamps. That's in any skill you want. You'll finish them with fossils left over if you start Suliaceps at level 65. Going from level 65 to 90 at Suliaceps would take 38,559 chopped mushrooms. At level 90, we unlock the coveted redwood trees. These are some of the most AFK content in the game, one of the few actions that is possible to 5-minute log doing without stopping. The best place to chop these is in the Woodcutting Guild for the invisible +7 woodcutting boost. These provide roughly 60k XP an hour, and a small profit of about 50k GP an hour if you bank the logs, which I definitely would recommend doing. These are actually so AFK that many players will go for the pet beyond level 99 here, and use that as a chance to start ulting on the side. I would highly recommend doing your woodcutting here, as it is so relaxed, you could do just about anything else on the side with no problem. To get from level 90 to 99 at Redwoods would take 20,232 Redwood logs. And that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like it, and or subscribe. Thanks, guys.